Hey everyone, thanks for watching How To Pixel, and today's video is going to be a little bit different than any other video. It's going to be a short one, but I have some pretty big news that I wanted to share with everyone. So let's just skip the intro, let's skip everything, let's just get right into it. In the last video, where I gave an update about what's going on with the light show and everything around here at Bridgeport's Brightest Lights, I brought up the idea of wanting to sell my sequences because I know a lot of people were asking me, do I sell my sequences? And is there any way to get them? And I thought it'd be a really cool idea because sequencing does take a lot of time, and it would benefit me and anyone else who wants to buy the sequences because then they don't have to spend the time to sequence, and if they wanted to, they could see how I sequence my light show and maybe some other effects they've never seen before, and it would help some of the beginners who don't know how to sequence learn to see what sequencing looks like. But then I brought up another point, and I don't want to be that type of guy that's just selling everything they can just to make a little bit of money. So I asked all of your opinions to see if selling the sequences would be a good idea or if I should just keep them to myself. Well, there was an overwhelming amount of people that said I should totally sell my sequences because they would buy them. I even had a couple of people reach directly out to me asking when can they get the sequences because they want to get the sequences. Well, the big news for this video is I'm going to make my sequences available to everyone who wants to buy them. I'm also going to answer all of your questions like what are the prices going to be, how do I get them, where do I get them, how do I import them to my light show. So first, I was struggling to see where I could sell the sequences because I've never really sold anything online before. So I looked at a bunch of different places, but then I found this really cool website. It's called Xlights, SEQ, SEQ stands for sequences, Xlightssequences.com. It's basically a giant forum place where everyone can upload their own sequences. They can sell them if they want to. They can give them away for free. They have different categories for like Christmas sequences, Halloween sequences, vendor sequences. So you can upload all of your sequences there. But if you're also looking for sequences, you can go on this website and look through paid sequences, look through free sequences, look through lyric tracks, and get the files and whatever you need to get these sequences. So this is the best place, and this is where you're going to be able to find all my sequences, and I'll leave a link in the description to my profile on there where you can find the sequences. It's called Bridgeport's Lights. I wanted to call it Bridgeport's Brightest Lights because that's the name of my light show, but it was too long of a name, so it's Bridgeport's Lights. I'm working on uploading a big majority of my sequences. The oldest they're going to go back to is 2022 sequences. I don't want to go earlier than that because the sequences weren't really that good. There's not even that many elements in them. So the 2022 and 2023 light show sequences will be available. I'm going to try and put as many as I can up, but there are a few I'm not going to be posting for a number of different reasons. One of the biggest problems I've run into is I'm not sure how to include the audio with these sequences because I could just attach them in the zip folder, but I don't know what all the laws are with that because that's technically distributing music that's copyright. So one song that I have, it's a mashup of a bunch of different copyright songs, and for all of the other sequences, you can just go on YouTube and find the music or Amazon, iTunes, and buy it wherever you want to get it from. And then you could just use that song, and you'll have to shift the song or shift the effects to get it perfectly in sync, but it's not that hard. Whereas this mashup, you can't really do that because you can't buy the mashup, and I can't include the mashup because I don't know what all the laws are with sharing copyright music. So there are a few sequences that won't be included, but on the screen right here on both sides, somewhere around here, I'll show all the sequences that I'm going to have up. There's going to be 8 from the 2022 light show and 8 from the 2023 light show. At this time, they're not all up on the website yet, but I'm working on getting them up there, and they should be all up there hopefully within the next week. So now I'm going to talk about the price for all of the sequences. All of the 2022 Christmas light show sequences, all of those are going to be up for $5 a piece. And then the 2023 sequences from last year, all of those sequences are going to be up for $7 a piece. And then the way you purchase the sequences is very easy. You do have to make an account on the website, but it's completely free. All you need is an email address and I think your name. And then everything is run through PayPal on the website. So when you go to purchase a sequence, it'll redirect you to PayPal. Now, they don't have any other payment methods other than PayPal. So if you don't have PayPal, you'll have to make an account. But if you do have PayPal, it's pretty easy. You don't really have to do anything. And this way, the website also doesn't have any of your personal information, like credit card numbers or any of that. But then once you're finished purchasing the sequences, the Xlights Sequences website will give you a link, and that link goes to Google Drive, and that's where I have the zip folder for each of the different sequences, and depending on which one you get is which zip file you'll get. Inside the zip file, I think there are 4 different files. There's the Xlights RGB effects file, the Xlights network effect file, the 3D image of my house, or not image, but like 3D build of my house for all of the elements to be on, and then there's the actual sequence file. And that's all you need to pull up the sequence. This isn't going to be a full tutorial. Maybe down the road I'll make a tutorial about importing sequences, but for a quick 30-second minute version, all you have to do is once you get this zip folder, you're going to unzip it, you're going to extract it into the regular folder, and then you're going to want to open Xlights and change your show folder temporarily by clicking the change show folder button, and then you want to select that folder you just extracted from the zip file. Once you do that, it'll open everything for my layout. It'll show all my controllers on there, and under the layout tab, it'll show my display with all the different elements on it. Depending on if you get a 2022 sequence or a 2023, it'll look different because the 2023 shows had more elements. And then you can click Open Sequence, and then go into the show folder, click this folder right here, and inside there is where the sequence is. It'll open it, you might have to render it. I also forgot to add, it'll show this warning because there's no audio available in the folder, and right here you'll have to select your own audio file or just change it to animation for it to open. If you select animation, the sequence will just open with no audio at all, but then there will be nothing to listen to with the sequence. But then you can see all of the effects I used in my light show. And then you can copy all of those effects over onto your display, or you can, I think there's some other ways to move the effects from my layout to your layout, but I'm actually not really sure because I've never imported that many sequences before. So maybe down the road I'll have a tutorial about it, but that's how you get the sequence open. And then finally, it looks like this video actually isn't going to be as short as I thought it was. There's a lot more involved with it than I thought. But finally, with what I talked about with the music being copyright and me not being able to send the music, there are a few different ways you can get it. One idea someone told me is if you could show proof that you've purchased the song before, I'll send the exact copy of the song to you. That way you can just select that song, put it in Xlights, and it'll automatically be in sync. Because if you buy it, there might be different pauses at the beginning or end, so it might be slightly out of sync, and you'll have to move all the effects. So if you send me an email at bridgeportsbrightestlights@gmail.com and you say, hey, I just purchased the sequence, here's proof that I've purchased the song, can you send me the exact copy you have of the song? I'll send it to you. And then I don't think there should be any legal problems with that. But if you don't have the song, there are a few different ways you can get it. One is purchasing it somewhere online. And then the other way, which I don't recommend at all, there are websites where you can put in links to YouTube videos with the songs and download them, but I don't recommend that. I don't know anything, whether that's legal or not. That's completely up to you. You do you. You can do it however you want. But if you get in trouble, you can't come back and blame me because I didn't recommend it. That's just one of the ways you can do it. But yeah, that is everything for this big news video. And I completely do not expect anyone to go and buy all the sequences. I'm not going to be sharing this in every video halfway through saying, oh, and by the way, I'm selling sequences. You should go purchase them. This is just a way for people to benefit that have wanted to see my sequences before or just want to buy a sequence and not want to have to sequence them. And also a way for me to benefit through that too. But I do not expect everyone to go buy the sequences. If you do want to buy it and help support, that is awesome and I really appreciate it. But even just watching these videos and supporting the channels, I also do really appreciate it. But don't feel like you just have to go and buy the sequences because I said to. If you have any questions or comments at all about the sequences, you can leave a comment in the comment section below. Additionally, you can also email me at bridgeportsbrightestlights@gmail.com. But honestly, I'm better at responding to comments than I am at looking at my emails. So the quickest way is probably just to leave a comment. But if you do need or want to email me, you also can. But I think that's going to conclude it for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.